How about this weather we're having? Only October and already it is so cold. Selena, what's the weather looking like for this weekend? Any chance it will warm up?
Hey there, Wildcats. I'm Selena DeLuca with your weekend weather update, and it looks like fall break is finally here. So if you're staying on campus this weekend, you're in for some great weather with a lot of heat and sun. On Friday, temperatures are going to go up to 68 degrees with virtually no chance of rain, and that night they're going to cool to a brisk 47, so make sure you bring a jacket when you're heading out that night. On Saturday, temperatures climb even higher to 74 degrees. Perfect for lounging out on campus after a long week of midterms, and it cools to a great 54 degrees that night. On Sunday, Villanova hasn't seen weather like this in a very long time, so put those jackets away and bring back out those shorts because temperatures are going to keep rising to 80 degrees, sunny all day, and it's going to be perfect that night at 57. Well, that's it for this weekend's weather update. Have a great break. I'm Selena DeLuca with Nova News.
Each year, the Nobel Peace Prize is given to some of the most groundbreaking individuals, but this year they had some difficulties. Let's find out what happened.
How do you make up for doing something so terrible the very memory of your existence lives in infamy? This was the question that faced Alfred Nobel, the Swedish inventor of dynamite, in the last few years of his life leading up to his death in 1896. After reading an incorrectly published obituary of himself in a French newspaper, one that rejoiced in his death and called him an innovator in mass murder, Nobel set out to make amends for the powerful weapon he unwittingly created. In his will, the man created a trust fund with a specific intention that every year after his death, a prize would be awarded in his name to an individual extraordinary in their field, one whose advancements had made the world a better place. The award, known as the Nobel Prize, has been awarded every year since 1901 in Nobel's home country of Sweden, although recipients of the award span across the globe. There are 5 prizes awarded annually, one for chemistry, medicine, physics, literature, and peace. The 2011 Nobel Prizes are being awarded this week, heralding in a new era of Nobel winners, moved by their compassion for humanity and selected for their genius in the field. However, the Nobel Foundation, which oversees the distribution of the award, ran into a bit of a dilemma earlier this week. Dr. Ralph M. Steinman, a Canadian-born scientist researching the human immune system, died last Friday of pancreatic cancer, a fatal disease he held off for 4 years using his own developmental research. The doctor was to be awarded the Nobel Prize this week, along with 2 other colleagues for their work in immune system studies. The problem that faced the committee was that, according to their own rules, Dr. Steinman was no longer eligible to receive the award. According to tradition, the prize and the prize money are not awarded posthumously, under the assumption that the money and the prestige afforded to the recipient would be used to advance their research, which was something that Dr. Steinman could personally no longer do. It was a tense moment in Stockholm this Sunday as the committee discussed their decision. In the end, the Nobel Foundation decided that the decision was made in, quote, good faith, with them being unaware of the man's unfortunate demise 2 days prior, and as such, stands as it is. Dr. Steinman's family, which calls the news as a bittersweet victory, will accept the award on his behalf. The money will go into continuing the doctor's research in Rockefeller University in New York. For more information about the Nobel Prize, its history, and the ongoing ceremonies, please visit nobelprize.org. There you can watch a live webcam broadcast of the proceedings as they happen. I'm Kira Sprance, igniting change with Nova News. Be the spark, the world is your fuse.
So I know the Villanova bubble may seem small sometimes, but I promise you there's a whole wide world out there. So let's get an update on what's going on globally.
A humanitarian crisis looms in Muammar Gaddafi's hometown of Sirte in Libya. A family of 4 was reportedly gunned down on Saturday. However, it hasn't deterred the hundreds of families who have packed into their cars with their most precious belongings with the prayers and hopes that they will escape. Those that have been successful in escaping are mainly Gaddafi supporters, and they are camped out in desert land just outside the city of Sirte. An International Red Cross has come out with a statement saying that they are extremely concerned about the medical safety of all of those in the area. There are extreme shortages of both oxygen and fuel, and they are very worried that if people do not receive the necessary medical treatment soon, they will die. Also, in Istanbul on Sunday, a new council was launched which reportedly told United States officials that they need to stay out of Libya's business. However, Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton quickly came out with a statement in response saying that the U.S. does not plan to heed the advice of this new council and that they will continue with their peacekeeping efforts as planned in regards to Libya. In Moscow, at a gay rights rally, 40 were detained. Those detained include both gay rights activists and gay rights protesters. This is an annual parade which has not been unmet with animosity in previous years. Previous parades have been thwarted by Russian police, Russian Orthodox Church members, as well as Russian soccer players who are vehemently against gay rights. Those that participated in the parade, those being the gay rights activists, were reportedly pelted with tomatoes as well as were victims of homosexual slurs being screamed at them. Should the government be telling you what to eat, or is it a nanny state gone wild? That is the question that political officials across the world are asking. On Sunday, Denmark became one of the first countries in the world to enact a fat tax. This fat tax applies to all heavily sugarly laden foods and also all products which have saturated fat in them. This caused many consumers in Denmark to go out purchasing foods like milk, butter, and eggs in order to avoid the high charges they will be charged in the future. Critics of this program say that this is just a program being put in place by an outgoing government that's looking to raise money. In fact, Denmark does not have a high obesity problem compared to other countries. Great Britain and America are actually leading in terms of problems with obesity. Many Americans worry that this legislation in Denmark could be a sign of what's to come in terms of U.S. legislation. And on a lighter note, in Australia, a new Guinness Book of World Records was set as over 350 bikini-clad ladies strutted their stuff in Australia's Surfers Parade. This was a record which was formerly held by the Cayman Islands with 331 participants. Well, Villanova, that's the world news. I'm Allie Carey reporting for Nova News, reminding you to go ignite change.
Thanks for watching Nova News. We're glad to give you our weekly updates. For VTV, I'm Jen Binley, hoping you have a supernova day.